There we are. Oh, this is crazy.
There we are.
Yeah.
We're here. Or are we there?
Well, wherever you go, there you are.
That's deep, bro.
Yes, it's a very deep statement.
That is deep.
I wrote that up. You know, I thought of that last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like I've heard it somewhere before, but apparently not.
Well, I am the walrus. Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Made that up this morning.
Does that make me the Eggman?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that works. You could be the Eggman. Scotch Eggman. You're the Scotch Eggman.
Scotch
yes.
Eggman. Yes. That works out much better.
Oh my God, man! We're on episode 4. We've had a little bit of snafu. Haven't had anything post lately. Those first 2 episodes, actually, the second and third episode got kind of lagged behind.
Yeah. Well,
But-
we've had a lot going on.
Well, I was sick.
Yeah.
And then we've been planning, but
We're still planning.
yes,
The planning doesn't stop.
it really doesn't. It's there's no party like a planning party because a planning
There's
party
no party
doesn't
like
stop.
A Rascal party.
Yeah. Well, let's get this one kicked off. This
All right,
is
let's do it.
Episode 4.
4. Hello,
Hello, friends. I'm Rob.
I'm Keith.
And we are the Renaissance Rascals. Look at that. We've got our nice little logo in the background. Plus, there's our ship, Jinmon, back there.
Right there.
That's the main ship. We actually have 3 ships that are attached to us.
Yes.
We are affectionately known as the entertainment ship.
For good reason.
Really?
Yeah.
No, we don't want to give the kitty away, though.
No, we don't.
No. That's going to be the live show. So we probably, by the time you're watching this, we've already talked about that. We've already went live. So
That's true.
you want to see that and find out what we were talking about, well, go back and watch that. There was some mayhem that we caused at a couple of different locations.
And more mayhem to come.
Oh, and more, well, Tortuga.
Tortuga.
Tortuga is going to be awesome. So let's talk about timing. Timing today. So episode 4.
What about timing?
Well,
Oh, see what I did there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that again.
Bad timing.
Yeah, don't ever do that again.
All right, fine.
That was the conversation that Keith and I had during the first season that I was on. Don't ever do that again. Okay.
That was Rob and I's, like, one of our first interactions.
Come here,
dude.
Come here. But timing, the little statement that I have on there is a broken clock works twice a day. But when you're performing, you really need to make sure that your timing is on 100% of the time. Because if you're just waiting for your 2 moments in the day, you probably missed them.
Yeah, they're already gone.
Yeah.
Timing is one of those things that actors strive for, and more often than not, fail.
Yeah.
It's really of questions of where do I fit in, where do I come in, what's the context of the conversation.
Do I have a cue?
Do I have a cue? What's my partner doing? What's the crowd doing? I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. And so over the course of this episode, we'll discuss all those. But the biggest one is for me is where do I fit in the situation?
Yes.
Or even do I fit in the?
Wait, what?
I know.
You mean to tell me that we don't fit in everywhere?
No, we fit in everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in certain contextual ideas, though.
Sure.
I mean, it's like, since we brought it up just a second ago, was the interaction that I was having with a customer, and you were standing there, and you came in. And it was like, oh, what are you doing, dude? You stepped all over my stuff. So, that was just the thing of reading the cues, reading your partner, reading the scene, So it was what you said, was good for the scene, but it took away from the overall idea of
Right.
what I was trying to do.
Right. You had a special interaction that was going on.
Yeah.
That I really had no part of. Now, this is very important when you're working as a duo, as a partner, or when you add more people. You have got to understand, if you don't have a speaking line, what should you be doing?
Be a tree.
Well, I wouldn't even say that. It's for the lack of better description. Yeah, be a tree, be part of the background. However, you could also be like what I started doing that Keith had no idea I was doing until somebody pointed it out to him. is because the story that was written is Captain Yen Shang is trying to keep Lord Robert Adelborn III alive as a promise to his father.
Right.
So what I started doing is whenever Keith was, because Keith has a tendency of interacting with children and families with kids.
Yeah.
So he'll do his thing. Well, I have nothing to do with that. And it's not because I don't like kids. I love kids if they're behaved, or if I could turn a profit off of selling them.
Yeah.
Lucinda usually gives me a little bit extra if they're fresh. Yeah, if they're fresh.
That's entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, I mean, I am a captain. That's what I'm
true.
supposed to do.
Fair enough.
So what I started doing was I would turn my back on Keith and the interaction that he had going on. And I would take a step forward and slightly off scene, if you will, so that out of the corner of his eye when he turned, he could see me in case he needed me. But for the most part, I was just swaying.
Yeah.
And just scanning the crowd, which somebody pointed it out to Keith, was like, do you realize what Rob's doing behind your back? And first off, he's like, what is he doing behind my back?
I was like, I can only imagine.
And then somebody pointed out, dude, he's actually like, he's got his hand on the pommel of his sword. He's scanning like he is your guard. That is what he's doing, and he is stone-faced. And so they told Keith about it, and he came up to me, he goes, hey, man, when did you start doing that? And I said, right about after the time you yelled at me, and I had nothing to do with it. So being part of the background, yes, but I encourage you, find a reason for your character not to just stand there and do nothing. Lean into your backstory that we've talked about during season 1, creating your backstory, finding your reasoning as to why. I mean, we're historically speaking, we're talking about England was still going through some strife.
Right.
There was a lot of Game of Thrones-esque type things going on where assassinations and murders were possible.
Oh, of course.
So
Yeah.
I'm doing my part to keep this tubby bastard alive.
And I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your hard work.
Yes. But that's timing, is making sure that if you don't fit in, don't stick out.
Yeah.
Well,
it was like, what was it? Yeah. It was last season.
Which one?
I don't know where you were.
Which one?
This last season at CRF. I think you were.
Get to the damn story.
It was your first season.
Okay.
Because it had to
it had to be
been
a Saturday. Yeah.
Because you weren't there. I was like,
Yeah.
why wasn't I with you? So I was walking around with Lord Surrey.
Okay.
And, he's very gold.
Yeah.
And
Pretty boy.
this patron walks up to him and, she's like, oh my gosh, love your outfit, and she was talking to him, and I'm like, all right. So I just kind of stood there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, she's not talking to me, and so I just smiled, nodded, and, did my thing. And then finally he looked at me and looked at her and goes, have you met Lord Robert? So that was the timing that he brought. Now he brought me into the
now
scene.
you have a reason to be in the scene.
Yeah. So now I was able to talk to her. We had a conversation, and got to tell her a little bit about myself and this and that. And so it was really cool, interaction that we had. But that's kind of the overall thing is wait to come in.
Yes.
You could have the absolute greatest line. And you interject yourself into this interaction, and unfortunately,
it throws the flow off.
it just goes wah wah wah.
No, it kills the flow. Yeah, absolutely.
And so, and it's kind of like what happened with you and I.
Right.
What you said was great. It was pertinent to the scene, but it was just the wrong time. And so that was kind of where we go. Okay, it's I like to look at it as there's timing and then non-timing, so know when to come in or know when not to come in.
Fair.
Because even if I bring you into a scene, you may not have anything.
No,
and you're just like, oh, hello, okay,
right. Which honestly is
hot potato back to you.
Which is honestly a lot of our interactions.
Yes.
Because most of the time they approach you.
Right.
I don't know why that is. Maybe this last year was a little bit different, but that's because we're ruddy pirates, and I'm a ruddy pirate, and now everybody understands who the hell I am.
Yeah.
And the name of Captain Yun Sheng has traveled throughout the village. Plus us working as the Rascals, everybody's like, oh yeah, those guys. We want to talk to those guys. So for the most part, my first season, again, I was only there half of the season.
Right.
So it was not odd for me not to be called in to a scene or have anything to do with it. But for the most part, when we're approached, people see Keith first. He's a big, imposing man. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Right.
I'm all of 5'5" with my hat, maybe 5'7".
Well, we are quite the oddity to look at.
We are.
We are. I'm 6'2".
Yep.
I'm dressed.
Pretty much in black and reds.
So I may or may not be a pirate. You don't know.
And then you're standing next to a dude that looks like a Christmas tree.
Right. And then there's this,
5'5", with the hat 5'7".
Right. I mean, we look very odd, and so
which is hilarious,
and it's great because that strikes up a lot of conversation.
Yes, it does.
But it's like when people come up and they talk to you and they ask you about your clothes, I got nothing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, now they're depending on the mood. Keith has actually, I've always thought like to say something or interject, but it's so weird because that you can't. What would you say?
Right.
That would make it sound like
nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I mean, so after last year,
yep,
and having, learned a lot about your clothes and why you dress the way you do, I could actually speak to some things now. And go this, but it would still sound weird coming from me.
It still would be funny if we started Porthosing the crap out of out of my costuming.
Oh, I think we should.
Like this one was given to me by the Tsarina of Spain.
Right. I think it would be funny if you stand there and you just you don't. Oh no, this one. So this jacket was given to him by the Tsarina of Spain, and you're just like,
oh, let you tell the story. Yeah. Oh God, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
What about the pants? Oh, the pants. The Queen of America gave him those pants special.
Oh, that'd be great because then some idiot's going to go, there's no Queen of America. Excuse me, sir. I'll have you know we're on very intimate terms.
Right,
Thank you very much.
I think that'd be hilarious.
Oh, it would be great. It would be great. If you guys haven't figured it out, we do borrow a lot from some of our favorite movies like Three Musketeers, Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
There's quite a few out there that we absolutely love because they're very quotable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But for most people, they're kind of obscure because they don't they don't follow the way that our brains locked into that crap, But Oliver Platt, if you're watching this, we love you, bro. You're amazing.
If anyone knows Oliver Platt, please tell him to watch so we can tell him.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah, I'd love that. Dude, I would love to hang out with that dude and just have a beer.
Yeah.
Just a beer.
Yeah.
Or a Scotch egg and meat. Yeah, there you go. That's more our style.
I think it's going to be more than one.
It has to start somewhere. Duh.
That's a good idea.
Hello.
Right, cool.
It's called a lance.
I like it.
Oh, my goodness. But timing is very important because there's also another element to timing. And that is knowing when to exit.
Another one of those things that most people that we've seen start off the scene very well, but then you have no idea how to get out of this interaction.
Right.
It has to stop somewhere.
You want it to stop naturally.
Right. A very organic ending is great. Like you...
Oh, thank you. Well, I must be on about my way.
Right.
Hopefully, we'll see you at within the festival.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Enjoy the rest of the day. We're gonna go mess with Psy.
Right.
Or we have a tendency of trying to throw it back to acts.
Yeah.
So hey, go check out this act. Go see the Washing Well Wenches. Maybe we'll see you up there.
Yeah. Go.
Love them. Not going up that damn hill. I say that now. Judgy Dad Face is watching this and he goes, "Yep, we're gonna make you guys go up there twice a day."
Yeah, it's gonna be scheduled.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
You have pirate ship duty from.
You meant pirate ship shop and the pirate stage.
Yeah.
That's what he. Yeah. No.
But yeah, no. Starting a scene is most. I would say a good 85% is so much easier than ending a scene.
I would say that the ending is the hardest and the most crucial.
It is, because you don't want to end it like awkwardly, and you want it to end
unless you have to.
Yeah.
There's instances where you have to. Let's cover those real quick. If you're getting a creepy vibe,
get out.
Get out. And you can. I mean, at least as for those of you that are watching that are Renaissance performers. The simple out is I must be about the king's business, or the Lord Sheriff gave me my favorite one.
The Lord Sheriff has the best exit ever.
Oh, I gotta poop.
Oh, I gotta poop.
I mean that's crass.
But
it works.
It's effective.
I mean, everybody has to poop.
It's true.
Eventually,
it's true.
But having your emergency cues. There are some. It's always tough to just kind of walk away. Because if you just walk away, oftentimes the person that is offending may follow. But if you draw that definitive line, this is very important for safety wise. You as the performer are setting the tone for the audience. You command respect. Notice how I'm saying that. It's not you're not. I'm blah blah blah, and you will respect me.
No.
The secret tip here, kids. Automatically assume that they respect you. They had the wherewithal to stop you, to talk to you. So if you set that boundary and go, I'm sorry, I must be on my way. That's the easiest out that you could possibly have.
Yeah.
And it's soft, but it's firm enough that you are making your exit from the scene. That's the cleanest break that you're going to find. But we don't like doing that because it leaves people with the I'll just go over here and fuck myself.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I mean, we've only had to do that a handful of times. Thank goodness.
Usually, it's because we're busy and we're running from one thing to the other thing.
Somewhere.
Yeah. But we don't like using we have to be about the king's business.
Yeah. It's
like that the costume contest. When we got tagged to MC it,
yeah,
we were on our way and we decided to cut through. We were all the way back by the jousting pits and we went all the way up. We decided, I don't know why I led us this way, but we cut through the Pirates Pub, which as us is a bad idea.
It is. Yeah, that is,
because everybody wants to say hi to us because we've got friends and family that are at the Pirates Pub, and we love all of them, but we really have to go.
We gotta go.
So we got stopped, and I believe it was the Commodore that was asking a question. I was like, Commodore, I do apologize. We have got to be somewhere, so we'll catch up.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I realize you're working. You go do what you got to do. Again, very respectful man, very awesome.
Yeah.
And it was a very clean break because we were transitioning from one place to another. Typically, Keith and I will try to time it so that we have enough room to stop and interact because Keith is he's like a freaking dog that sees squirrels. Anytime somebody looks at him or says hi, and it's like, ooh, you're talking to me? Hi. And I gotta go do that. Look, dude, we're on the clock, man. We gotta go. And it was like,
I do. I hate to make anyone feel like I ignored them, so I will stop and talk to you. I don't care.
But that's why we try to
give ourselves
a lot of lead time.
Yeah, lead time.
A lot of lead time because we know what's going to happen. Especially now that we're. I don't want
to. It's funny. The first year, so
nobody bothered us
ago,
the first year.
We really walked anywhere, and not a lot of people talked to us.
No,
who we were.
As a matter of fact, everybody was afraid of us because there was three of us.
We kind of parted the sea.
Yeah, we looked like a Wi-Fi signal. You had you had Jason, and then me. You know, and the height levels are like, you know,
It was, and then last year,
it was bad.
like
because
Rob and I couldn't walk anywhere without being,
Hey, Rascals!
Hey, you guys, come here! And they would just find us, and I'm like, all
And that
right,
was
we got to go.
But that was patrons and
But we
cast
have to,
members
yeah.
as well. We were being invited to scenes that we had no idea what was going on,
No.
or you know, got challenged to the wooing contest, and
Which our record as a team is undefeated. I just wanted to say that.
just calling you out there, Flim Flam and Don Alejandro.
Yeah.
Just saying.
What was our total record? 6-0.
Yes, 6-0.
6-0.
You took 3, I took 3.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. 6-0. How's that for beautiful garbage?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
That's a horrible line.
I think it's hilarious.
It's funny.
I think it's hilarious.
But
especially the fact that, you know, here are these beautifully dressed, wonderful looking customers
yes.
that he just met.
Yes.
And Flim Flam literally calls them beautiful garbage. And then Don Alejandro goes, I have money.
Yeah.
And then we come rolling in and we're like, we have talent. What's up? I'm going to make you smile.
Yeah, and every time.
Every single time.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That deserves a high five. There we go.
Yeah, Masters of Woo. It's okay.
Yeah. We pitch Woo. What's up? How you doing?
Masters of the Universe.
Oh, here we are. Born to pitch Woo. I won't do that again, I promise.
Please. Yeah, can we, Steve, let's edit that.
Masters of the Woo-niverse.
I'll let you slide on that.
Come on,
But don't overdo it.
that's hilarious.
It was good.
That was good. You know, I got to bring this up because this cracks me up. I'm still giddy about this. I know we're talking about time.
We are talking about that.
We're going to get back to that in a second. I just got to go on one real quick tangent.
We're also
The hilariousness of, you know, so we talked about during the live show, we talked about the veterans home. We talked about the Chris Kringle Market and doing the caroling and everything.
Yep.
I think it's hilarious because we do set sail with the Crimson Mark, and we do put on performances everywhere we go.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious that somebody was like, I didn't realize there was going to be this much singing.
Yeah.
And then somebody else goes, dude, Jin Mon's here. You should have known that we're going to be singing. Anytime they show up, we're singing.
Yeah. And that's true.
But, you know, we have a good time. So maybe we'll see you at other events because we do like to do invasions on all kinds of things. And how that ties to timing is because we don't give a crap.
Yeah, no.
We bust in and we set the tone and we are the spectacle that everyone's like, why are there pirates here?
Yeah, that was a common thing at the market.
Yeah,
you know,
which I think is hilarious.
I mean, because especially when we went from the amphitheater down to that other.
Oh yeah, when I led everybody on the pirate march, that was hilarious.
I mean, people were just like in awe, like what is going? I mean, there's just a line of us. You know, how many we have? Like what, 25? Probably somewhere around there, 20, 25.
I think it was closer to 18 when we were going through the march.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, we were topping 25 to 30.
Yeah. And so you just have 18 or so pirates just walking through this German Christmas market.
Yeah. Christmas market.
People were just. And we're singing while we're marching as well.
And people were moving out of the way.
Yeah, it was great. It was
good.
great, and people were just. I mean, there were so many pictures and videos, and
I didn't get a single one.
Yeah.
If you did get it, send it to me at
Please
info@therenaissancerascals.com. You can send it to YouTube or Facebook as well because we're gonna create a little. We're gonna start creating little albums for each event that we go to, and your stuff could show up. Who knows? Maybe we'll make some stickers or something. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we do for swag this year is do a bunch of little stickers that people could put on, like car decals.
Sure.
Rascals decals.
Yeah. I like it.
Because I'd love to see, like, just randomly driving through town.
There's a Rascals.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
I would love it. I'd do it.
I mean, they make great gifts for the family and friends, kids.
You could say, hey, I got you a Christmas present.
Yes. Nothing says love like the Renaissance Rascals.
pitching woo. Anyway, back to timing.
That was a callback.
Yeah. See, it's natural progression there.
That's what we do, folks.
So, one of the issues that as a new improv performer that I had was starting an interaction. First off, I was gun shy because I didn't know, well, who am I supposed to interact with? I don't want to seem creepy. I don't want to just be talking to kids. I didn't want, because in my head, I had it that that was going to set the tone for the character.
Correct.
And I get it, yes. One of the key things that they say when we're putting together characters and going through rehearsals is, hey, we do this for the kids. Okay, I see that, I hear that. Yes, I'm here for families because I like messing with the families, not just the kids.
Right. And a lot of it too is, they say we do it for the kids because that is the future of the fair.
But kids come in all ages.
Yeah, but we're talking about kids these days.
Like
children.
Children. Okay.
The Rascals are for the children.
We are,
and that's why I love, and the reason that I focus so much on the kids and interacting with them is because the children
are our future. Sorry.
If you teach them right,
teach them well.
The way.
Yeah, they'll lead the way.
Yeah.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
Stop. No.
Give them a sense of pride.
Oh my Lord, why?
You know what? You asked for this. Anyway, the reason why you do this is for kids.
So I found out early on, like my first year, doing it.
Oh, you told me about this.
The kids take us at face value.
Yep, they believe you.
So
yes,
if you say you're a Chinese pirate, or I'm an English noble, or Lucinda, or Serendipity, or any one of the cast
Chester,
members, we are who we say we are. And the first year I was on cast, I was a pirate.
Still a pirate,
and maybe it's not.
Not overtly advertised.
It's not been determined that I'm a pirate.
It's not overtly advertised.
I may have some pirate tendencies. Like hanging out with
actually,
one
no. I'm sorry. We are privateers now.
Yeah, that's true.
We are privateers. I'm going to get him to sign those, by the way.
Absolutely.
We're going to get articles of Mark.
Yeah, which we should.
Yeah.
We deserve it.
I'm going to have to draft those out. I'm going to actually do it up.
Yeah. But yeah, my first year I was playing a pirate. And I was just walking, down the lane, and right where the face painting booth is. And
which one?
Right at the crossroads.
Okay.
So right there by 2 cents worth.
Okay.
2 cents worth, by the way. Great incense. Find them online.
Look, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but
I see.
Carry on with the story.
Yeah, if I keep going, he'll become incensed.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to censor you right here.
Oh my gosh,
that's what they have incenses in.
I've heard his delicate senses.
Oh my goodness.
We could do this all day,
day long.
But yeah, no. So I saw this kid, and he was looking at me as I was walking by. So of course I was like, all right, let me go.
Oh yeah.
And so
that's the number one rascal rule. You make eye contact. We're talking.
We're talking.
Yeah.
We've had a moment.
Yeah.
And so I started talking to this, this one kid.
Wait.
And
we had a moment.
We did have a moment. And so I was actually on my way to go to the bathroom. Okay. It was really what I was doing.
Which is bad, guys, because if Keith is on the mission to go to the loo, leave him alone.
I gotta go.
Leave him alone.
But
he'll start dancing. It's weird.
But of course, at the same time, I'm not gonna.
He's not gonna say no.
I will.
Especially if it's a little princess.
Oh yeah.
He's got a soft heart.
And so, of course, he started asking me questions. Do you know Jack Sparrow, and all piratey questions. And,
he's the worst pirate in the world.
He's the worst pirate in the world.
Yeah.
So I started answering his questions, and so he goes, and I gave him a little pirate coin I had. The kid behind him started asking me questions.
It started a chain reaction.
Yeah. And so, dude, 45 minutes I was here. And
Here
I had
you
to
are
go,
swimming.
Dude, I had to go to the bathroom. So that was the time where I went, okay, oh my goodness, I have to go. The king is waiting for me. And I had to get out. I had to go to the bathroom so bad. I'm like, I'm going to die. But yeah, I was there 45 minutes. But these kids were just all, oh, he's a pirate. And of course, I'm giving them little pirate coins.
Which is cool.
And, show this to another pirate,
And I got a little bit of that my first year.
Yeah, well,
my first year, you had gone off to go eat with the Wilsons, and I was up by the pavilion. I was actually after a gyro, and this guy, I hear from behind me. I hear, "Sir, excuse me," and I'm like, it was. So it's about 2:00, 2:30.
Right.
And it's not too crowded up there at that point. Actually, it might have been closer to 3. Anyway, it wasn't too crowded, and so I'm like, okay, something's going on. Let me find out. So I spun around, and here comes this guy and his 2 daughters and his wife in tow, and they're bouncing behind him. And he goes, "Well, girls, you have something to ask him." And I was like, "Well, let's have it then. Be about it." And she goes, "Are you really?" And I mean, when I say kids, we're talking like the older daughter was 13,
right?
And then I think the younger daughter was like 8 or 9. And the older one said, "Are you really, like, do you study martial arts?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I've studied several in my time." Which that's not a lie. That's truth. I have studied several martial arts in my lifetime. And so we started talking, and come to find out, she is a Taekwondo specialist. I mean, this went on for like half an hour.
Right.
I'm hungry. You know how I am when I'm hungry. I am dying. I'm like, oh my God, I want to disengage, but this is so cool. And I was like, and I remember after this interaction, I caught up with Keith at our normal reset spot, and I was like, "Dude, I just had the best interaction I've ever had." And I started explaining it to him, and he just smiled at me. I'm like, "What the fuck are you smiling at?" And Keith just looks at me and goes, "And that, my friend, is why we do it for the kids, because that kid, in her eyes, you are now this grand master.
Yeah.
And she accepts you for that." And I was like, "Huh." I know Kung Fu.
This is like the Matrix. Well,
yeah.
I know Kung Fu.
Right. And we had that interaction, and it was like you and I had pretty much the same conversation. And you're like, "All right, Neo, calm down." And I was like, "No, dude, you don't understand." He goes, "No, I get it." And I remember Salzano was standing there, and he goes, "Well, that's neat, dude." And I'm like, "Yeah." That's kind of because we were getting ready for that's where we were up on the parapet because that's when we still had our parapet shift, and so all of this was going on. You guys can't hear all the stuff that we're talking about down below, but I was so giddy, and I was just like, "Oh my God, that was so cool!"
Yeah,
and Keith was like, "That's why we do it."
That's why we do it. Yeah, that's why anytime I have a chance to make a I don't want to say an impact, but at least just a memory.
Yeah.
Share
a moment
with one of the kids. That's what I do it for.
Yeah.
Because,
well, I mean,
they just look at us and they're, their eyes get big when they see you and I together, and it's just like, yeah, here we are.
Well, even take a look at like the impact that Adam Bell has.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
He's had. He let me know last year there was a kid that came through, and now the kid's like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
But he started off, it was a wee tyke, and all of a sudden, like, mom and dad are like, "Dude, this kid lives and breathes Robin Hood because of you." And I'm like, "Dude, that is like, that's heavy. Like,
it's a lot, yeah.
That's heavy. Like, that's a big statement for a performer to hear. Like, that's like, that's my boy.
Right. Yeah, it's making that memory. That impression on someone.
Yep.
And then the next year they come and, "Oh my God, it's you, it's Al, and we saw you last
year."
Remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And even if I don't remember people,
Oh, I'm going to tell you I remember you.
Absolutely.
It'll hit me later on.
Yeah. Sometimes I do, and I'll be like, "No, I don't." And I'm like, "Oh, But a lot of people go, I know you don't remember me, because you see so many people, every single day. And a lot of times I'll be like, yeah, I'm
well, thank you
sorry.
for recognizing that.
Thank
yeah.
you, but I'm sorry I don't. But you are absolutely right. We see thousands of people every day over the course of 8 weekends. It's like I can't remember everyone, But there are certain people that I've talked to that I go, I had this one guy, and it was we were out front,
Okay.
on the after Cannon.
By the motorcycle parking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had said something to him, and
Was he wearing a kilt?
He turns no.
Okay.
He turns around, and he goes, "It's you." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, it is me." And he goes, No. He goes, "You want to know what's funny?" And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You said the exact same thing to me last year when you saw me." And then it hit me who he was, because I went, "Oh, it is you!" And so we had that moment. It took me a second to realize, but I went, "Oh, I did." He's this big dude, and he has this blue armor.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, look at Mr. Big Blue and Stoic."
I
And he
remember
walked-
that guy.
Yeah, and he stopped me and "It's you." And I was like, "Oh my God, it was him." But yeah, it was so cool. But it took that little bit of
Next year we call him the Blueberry, not the Mountain.
right, yeah. I mean, I was really looking forward to seeing Iron Bear again, but Didn't see Iron
I
Bear.
did not get to see him because he's one of those
He's terrifying.
patrons. Well, he's also one of those patrons that he's memorable.
He is.
Like him and Dave from Accounting.
Dave from
You
Accounting.
know, those guys they're memorable, but
Yeah.
and to see them any other time is just going to be like, whoa, dude, you're the guy.
Yeah.
And for coming from us as performers to recognize and remember, somebody and go, hey, you're the guy. It's different because it's not like you're there like we are. Right? If you're there like we are, it's because either you're a glutton for punishment and you really like that frickin' hill, or you really love the Renaissance Festival, which hopefully it is. It's that, I mean,
Yeah.
I even if they didn't pay me, I would try to figure out a way that I could be up there every day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just because.
We know people.
Yeah. Know a lot of people.
We know a lot of people.
A lot of people. But timing wise, remember we were talking about trying to find that out and making it have a natural progression. It's difficult for Keith and I to discuss, like, we don't map out the way our interactions go. We have several hundreds of openings, if you will.
It's very true.
And how we're going to start an interaction. And then we have an idea of, okay, the story is going to end naturally. We're going to thank them for their time. We're going to invite them to join us or to hopefully we'll catch you up at at whatever show.
Yeah.
Especially if they're asking us, like, do you know where the washing well wenches are, or where can we find the best music act? Oh, well, you're looking for crack, and they're going to be over here.
Yep.
We'll see you there. Save us a seat.
Yep,
And
yep.
These are things that Keith and I will say consistently, is save us a seat. I which really screwed us up last year because you had left for the wedding.
Oh yeah.
And this dude came back from the previous weekend. And he was like, hey, man, we were at the crack show. Where's your partner? We were waiting for you guys. And I was like, oh, damn. I'm like, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, things get ahead of us.
Yeah.
And we forget. I said, plus, I have no idea where my Lord's at anyway because he's scatterbrained and gets lost.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
He's been like, oh, I believe he's napping.
I thought about saying that, but that's an easy out.
But it's true.
No, instead I had customers looking for you.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Great.
I had people looking for Lord Robert when he wasn't even there. It was great.
That's fantastic. Like, where is this guy?
Because I'd look like I walk around. For the most part, I was walking by myself.
For a big guy, he blends in.
Or
really
I was
well.
walking
Can't
with
find-
Nick, and it's tough to walk with Nick because everybody wants to talk to Nick.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see Flim Flam. And so I just kind of stand. I do the same thing that I used to do before. I'll stand there and I'll keep watch. But I'm not trying to protect him. Instead, I'm keeping watch for the law.
Yeah.
So and I think he's got one of the best built-in freaking outs. Oh, the sheriff, gotta go.
Well, yeah. Well, he also tries to. I think it's like after the sale or the trade is done.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to get out of there.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, he's got he.
Otherwise, the gimmick kind of wears
it kind of
thin.
wears out a little bit. But yeah, his timing is really, really good.
Yes, 100%.
I enjoy getting to play with him when we
I love
when we have the opportunities.
him. I love watching him, and it's great because, especially when the adults and the older teenagers try to pull a fast one on him.
Yeah,
like dude, you're not gonna pull a fast one on that guy. He's gonna outtalk you. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's so funny to watch people just wait, what? And then when he's walking away, they're like, what just happened? Why do I have this string in my hand?
Right. it's the dripless candle.
It's the dripless candle, the waxless candles. And he sells it so well. Like it's just
He does.
And then he's constantly trying to give bits of his costume away. His old boots, man. The old boots are what really cracked me up.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta get rid of these things. I'm gonna trade these off. And I'm like, what do you mean you're gonna trade them off?
Yeah.
You can give somebody your garbage, yes, but it's beautiful. I'm like, oh my god, I hate you.
Yeah. He's a riot.
Yeah. So always trying to find that natural progression of ending an encounter, a scene, if you will. We'll take it for example when we were pitching Woo. You know, the easy out that we had was, well, we're still trying to gather data on who's the best. Well, we thank you for your time. We must be on our way.
Yeah.
And that was how we just kind of ended each interaction. And it was kind of funny because, for the most part, it was hit and run, and people were left with, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Which sometimes that's what you have to do. You got to leave them wanting more.
Well, you know, I mean, that's kind of the key to any entertainment. You know, is leave them wanting more.
Speaking of, that has been the episode for today. Timing. Well, we enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. I'm Rob.
I'm Keith.
And we are
the Renaissance Rascals.
Right there. Look at that. Look at that beautiful logo.
Right over there.
If you guys have any questions, or maybe you want to peruse around our marketplace, go to therenaissancerascals.com. You can click over and take a look at all the different things that we have up there. We've got leather shop, you know, where you can get one of these lovely mugs from
Look at it.
Dragon and Unicorn Leather.
Look at it.
You can order yours online. They're only $55, or you can wait until the festival and get one for $50. Hopefully we'll see. Wouldn't it be cool,
dude,
to have a sea of mugs?
Just everyone
up like, yeah, it's the Rascals.
If you do happen to get a mug, send us a picture.
Yes.
Let us see you with your mug.
In or out of costume, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, just, you know, wherever. I mean, you could be sitting in your office at work, drinking out of your Renaissance Rascals mug.
Or maybe it's just sitting on your desk at work.
Yeah.
You know? Send that to us. You can post it down below. You can shoot it to us at the info at therenaissancerascals.com. Send us a private message on Facebook or Instagram. Yeah, Instagram and tickety talk.
The tickety talk.
Yeah. Or YouTube.
Yep, the YouTube.
But hey, we're gonna get out of here for right now.
Absolutely.
It's been fun hanging out with you guys.
It has been fun. Goodbye, friends.
Bye. Oh, look at that. TheRenaissanceRascals.com.
Oh, look at that. That's so
That's
fun.
crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. We got a website.
When did we get that?
I don't know.
45 minutes.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's all right.
That's good.
A little quick little. It's about timing, and that was the natural out.
The natural out.
It was there. We took it.
Leave them wanting more.
That's right. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna turn this thing off now.